So I've been seeing a lot of questions recently that the Voidpets Discord has to answer over and over again. So I wanted to make a short tutorial video about how the game works in its current very early stage of development. So firstly, you will have to have a Discord account in order to log into the game. And when you are logging in for the first time and sometimes after, it's going to ask you for a password. The password is nightmares. No capitals, nothing fancy, just nightmares. And once you put the password in, you'll be asked to pick a starter. So this is an image of the Choose Your Starter screen, hopefully provided by someone with the nickname of DocMom on Discord. And you can see that the three available starters are Sad, Anger, and Anxious. And if you click on all three of the starters, you can see this button that appears, I don't like any of them, and that button will take you to the quote-unquote secret fourth starter, Envy. Although it is theorized that Envy and possibly some other starters might be harder to level up than others. This is the main game interface. So firstly, this is your Voidpet name. You'll be asked to name it when you get started. I've named mine Beans. I don't know why, but that's its name. Your Voidpet will also have something that it likes to do. I don't think that this has any current effect on the game, although it is possible because new theories are being created every day. The height and weight are determined based on the type of Voidpet you have, and the zodiac also doesn't seem to affect gameplay yet, although once again, anything might affect gameplay or could affect gameplay in the future. This number is referred to in the source code as gender, and there are three possibilities. So you could have -1, 0, or 1. Voidpets can also have 0 to 2 traits, such as fearless or charming. I can't show you that because I don't have any. Those also don't currently have a game impact. So the next two symbols, we really don't know. We've been given no clear information about them, but we do have theories. So for the black symbol, it's theorized that that could mean extroversion, ambiversion, or introversion. So in that case, the upward facing one that looks like it maybe has a person under it is extroversion. The one with a circle under it that my Voidpet has is ambiversion, and the one that's facing down but doesn't have a circle under it would be introversion. And then for the emoji next to it, the theory for that is, so we know that there are 5 variants. It would be that crown means leader, snake means sneaky, brain means smart, planet means spaced out, and water/sweat would mean hard worker. Our next thing, this here, we actually do have some information on, so that's confirmed to be the elemental type of your Voidpet, which will have meaning later in the game, although it doesn't right now. So green is wood, red is fire, yellow is earth, the white/light blue/light gray is metal, and then dark blue is water. So that's everything on this tab, because a lot of people do ask what those chips mean, and a lot of times we can't tell you, but we can tell you what we think. The next tab is maybe the most interesting tab right now. So this heart is your bond meter. So that's basically symbolizes the bond between you and your pet. You can up your bond once a day. So if you've been playing for, I don't know, more than 5 to 10 minutes and your heart isn't going up anymore, then that probably means that you've hit the cap for that day, which starts at 12 a.m. UTC. If you don't know what that means, it starts at 6 p.m. Central Time is when you can start bonding with your Voidpet again. The mood stats, once again, currently don't really have an effect on the game, but you can see the mood of your Voidpet on the top. So currently my Voidpet is feeling restless, which is affected by these 5 neurotransmitters. And the current theory is that it's good to have moods like peaceful, pleased, vibing out, feels like a boss, which means that it's not necessarily the best to have all of your neurotransmitters at 100. Although, once again, the game is in early beta, so you can just set your own goals. If you want to get them all to 100, then go ahead. So the last tab that we have available to us right now is skills. There's not very much that we can do here right now. You can temporarily boost your skills, but they tend to reset back to the same number as soon as you close the tab or reload the page. So it might be a glitch that you could currently raise them. Now, the important thing that was released in this update is the ability to play with your Voidpet. So you'll have 8 options. First one is run. Run primarily boosts adrenaline and endorphins. You can perform this by clicking on the button, as is the case with most of the ways to play with your Voidpet. There's also the cuddle option, which boosts dopamine and serotonin and reduces adrenaline and noradrenaline. There's no button, which can confuse some people. You just pet your Voidpet by moving the mouse over it or moving your finger over it. There's the dance option, which boosts serotonin primarily. And it's also draw. Draw is a little bit broken on PC right now, but it works on mobile that you can actually see the drawings that your Voidpet makes, which is pretty fun. This mostly boosts dopamine and reduces adrenaline. You can also lift, which boosts every stat, but it boosts adrenaline the most. And then you can meditate, which reduces adrenaline and noradrenaline. Which is sometimes nice if you also need to be reminded to take a deep breath. That can be important sometimes. And then you have read and sleep, which are a little bit more complicated, or maybe not, depends. But read slowly boosts noradrenaline, and it can drastically change a random stat, because when you click the button, then this emoji chooses something at random, and that affects what stat is boosted. And then you have sleep, and sleep randomizes all stats, which means that your pet will usually wake up in a worse mood after sleeping than before you took care of it. So if you need to reduce your stats, or if you just want to practice getting your stats up again, then that's the option that you can use. And then one of the more recent things that we've discovered, because we've just started getting Voidpets to level 3, as you can see, I don't have that yet, because it's mostly luck-based at the moment. But at level 3, your Voidpet will have a chance to become vivid, which basically means that the interface and the Voidpet change color. And there are 15 vivid types with increasing rarity. If I can, I'll show a diagram of that on screen right now. And then the last few things that you'll probably see people talking about are the Explore tab. There's a short, maybe about a 3-page story in the Explore tab. This will be greatly changed as the game goes further in development. But right now it's just a fun little thing to look at for a few minutes. And the last thing that you might see people talking about is you'll see people going through the code of the game to determine certain things. So the way you do that is you take your URL and you put view-source : in front, and then you'll get this page. And then you'll be able to find certain information about your Voidpet. I feel like if I show you, then the server will probably have moved on to finding out different things by then, but one thing that people are interested in is your Voidpet type. So the reason that people do this is because there's a chance, it might be a 50% chance, it might not be, that when you hit level 3, your Voidpet will become Vivid, and the variant says what Vivid type they have the possibility to become. So people are looking at that, but you can also see all of your statistics that you can otherwise find on the screen in here, and also a few hidden ones if that interests you. And currently, this is most of the things that we know about Voidpet. There is a Google document that I'll link in the description that has some more detailed information that's been collected by the community. And yeah, once again, a lot of this was discovered by the community. I don't claim these discoveries for myself. You should definitely check out the Discord if you want more information or if you want to talk to other people about your Voidpets or about any new discoveries that have been made since I created this video. I hope that this is useful.